Okay, now that we have all that stuff out of the way and we freed up that space, now we look back at our assembly line and you can see that there are four people working in a tight little spot there, so the product is definitely not flowing. So what we did here was we decided to change up our labor allocation. So we had two people dedicated to assembly, and then we had two people dedicated to packing. Not just packing when they see things piling up, but connecting a packing line to an assembly line so that we can get this product flowing down the line and out that door. We also noticed that things like shelves build up and they come down the line, not on the line, but they're actually in the way and they come in a huge batch. So what we ended up doing was trickling those in behind the cabinets on the conveyor so that we never get this large batch of shelves to process. We also established clear buffer zones for the feeder operations in front of assembly. So in this case, buffer zones for doweled material so that we can see when someone needs to go over and make sure that they dowel that in time, that we do not slow down that assembly line.
Okay, here we go. We're starting our very first test here. This is always going to be like herding cats. We have our components ready for these guys now. We have everything set up here. We're going to put this cabinet on wheels, which it wasn't before. We're faking an assembly line. We want to make sure it works, a connected assembly line, before we actually move any of this big stuff around. So our first trial, we're getting this ready. This is now going to flow down here. It's going to be a connected process with this next guy here. And all of his stuff is ready, so he doesn't have to walk all over the place and look for it, and we'll give you an update. Okay, here we are. We ran the experiment, and as you will see, despite our best efforts, we knew we needed to clear this space out, and we knew we needed to run a packaging line, and guess what? We sped up the assembly line, and despite our best efforts, we still got distracted, and as you can see, things are piling up there. The good news is things are piling up, so we're making a lot of cabinets, but we're regrouping, we're getting people together, we're identifying roles. I think that we're finally seeing that we really do need a line there. Sometimes we talk about it and we say, yeah, well, we're gonna do that, but once I'm unwilling to slow the line down today, so I'm just ramming it full over there so that we can all see that, guess what, we really need a packaging line, because this line behind me is gonna slow down. So you tell me how you're gonna measure me, I'll tell you how I'm gonna behave. These guys will slow down, but they won't. If I measure them, I have my productivity timer going, and it's measuring in the background. They know how they're doing, so they're gonna wanna keep going. So now we gotta get this packaging line unstuck, and that's our next move, so I'll give you an update when we fix that. Wes, it is day 4, at the end of day 4. What are we thinking? How do we think this week went?
I think it went excellent. Very pleased with the results, and the power of throughput is amazing.
What do you think your real throughput gain was this week in your shop?
Yeah, I'd say probably 50%.
50%? That's pretty massive, right? Okay, so we're on day 4. We just took a quick look at the numbers, and they're looking really good today. The two major things that you did, we joined your packaging line with your assembly line. So obviously now we got the throughput going because the packaging area was slowing down the assembly line. And so we joined them, and then what else did we do with the people? We connected those processes, and instead of having 3 people in assembly, we now have 2 people in assembly and 2 people in packaging full-time, which we didn't have full-time people before. So now they're truly connected. And then let's just talk really quick about the example we just had, because it was so perfect what just happened. You ran out of drawer fronts. 52 drawer fronts is what you needed. We had all of the cabinets ready to go. We had a problem on the CNC, so in order to recover from that,
We took 4 drawer fronts over the edge bander and started doing that, and we had an issue where the CNC operator brought all of the fronts over and got all mixed up, so we sorted that out and got 4 over to assembly, and they just keep moving the packaging line along.
Yeah, so it was 4 drawers required for each cabinet, and if we had waited for the edge banner to do what he would normally do, we would have waited almost 2 hours to get our line up and running again. But because we were thinking, we said, wait a second, we only need them in batches of 4 right now. So we had them processed in batches of 4s. So we got them every 4 minutes. We got a new set of drawer fronts and got your line up and running in 4 minutes instead of waiting almost 2 hours or an hour and a half or whatever it was. It was well over an hour. Yes, so all good stuff. I think your team learned a lot this week. You have a fantastic team, by the way. And they were all very open to change and doing something different. Even the edge banner guy today, when I was like, I just want 4, just give me 4. And he looked at me kind of funny. I'm like, just 4. But it worked out really well.